Here we go with another recipe for this week. This week we're making a pizza. Obviously, you see the pizza dough. We're going to do a chicken Alfredo with broccoli. I figure that would be great for playoff time. Plus, this is kind of one of my favorite pizzas to eat. So that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, so we're gonna run down some ingredients like we always do, and there's a few ingredients to it. Okay, so we need some ricotta cheese, and we need I got 3 small. These are 4-ounce portions, so I got about 12 ounces of chicken. Over here, I got some garlic, which is going to be used for the Alfredo sauce. We're going to show you how to do it all. We're going to walk you through the whole thing. That garlic is going to be paired with our heavy cream and our Parmesan cheese over here, okay? So 12 ounces of chicken. I don't know how much ricotta I'm going to use. We're going to play that by ear. We're going to do it as we go along. And what we're going to do is we're going to combine the Alfredo sauce with the ricotta cheese. We're going to make a mixture. That's going down first on the pizza. It's pretty simple. I got 1 pound of mozzarella cheese that I grated this morning. We got probably about a cup or so, cup and a half of fresh broccoli. Don't use frozen broccoli because there's just so much water in it. You don't want to get your pizza all watery, right? And I got some fresh pizza dough over here from my local pizzeria. Little shout out to Caputo's. They're great people over there. If you're in that area and recognize the name, stop in and see those guys. No, I'm not getting paid for that. All right, so that's the basic ingredients to this. Now we are going to bread the chicken. That's what makes this pizza kind of special, along with the Alfredo sauce. So we're going to fry these just like chicken cutlets. So you are going to need some breadcrumbs. You're going to need a little bit of flour, and you're going to need at least 1 egg, maybe 2, but I think you can get away with 1. And we're going to beat that up, and then we're going to bread it, and we're going to fry it. Now I do have some oil over on the stove in a pan. We're doing vegetable oil for this, and we're going to do a shallow fry on this. We're not deep frying this. Okay, shallow fry only means that you're only putting just a little bit of oil in the pan, and that's how we're going to do that. You're going to need a rolling pin or a wine bottle to roll out your dough. And I'm doing this on a 15-inch cast iron Lodge pizza pan. Okay, but you could do this in a rectangular pan if you want to. You can do this in a cast iron skillet if you want to. You may have to adjust how much dough you need. This dough is 1 pound 4 ounces. Okay, so just a little bit over a pound, about 1.25 pounds maybe, somewhere around there. And if your chicken is a little thicker on one side, I have a piece or 2 here that is, so we're going to show you how to pound out chicken, get that nice evenness all the way across the chicken so we get a good fry and everything cooks to perfection. Okay, you want that nice and even so it cooks evenly, right? All right, so that's it. You guys like what I do here, go ahead and hit a thumbs up. Click the notification bell because we do a recipe every single week. Share it with your friends, and yeah, let's get on with this recipe. It'd be a great idea. Start your oven. Now, it depends on what kind of pan you're using. If you're doing any kind of cast iron, you can start your oven out at 450 and get that preheated and get some water boiling. Actually, don't get it boiling. I'm sorry, that's my bad. I'm thinking of another recipe. Get some cold water in a pot, and we're going to put this broccoli in. We're going to show you exactly what I do with that to get this perfect. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring in a Ziploc bag, and this is where we're going to pound out our chicken. If you don't know how to pound out chicken, then this is going to be great for you. All right, so if you look at how thick that one side is and how thin the tail is on it, well, we don't want that, right? So we want that to be kind of even all the way across the board. So we're just gonna take our, some people call it a meat hammer. You're gonna take your tenderizer here, all right? And you're just gonna, nice and easy, you're just gonna pound that out just like that. Okay, so now when we take this out of the bag, it's going to be just like a chicken cutlet. Okay, just like that. So you're about even all the way around. We're going to do the other 2. We'll bring you back and we'll start frying these up. We'll show you how to do that. A little breading station here set up to do our chicken now, so we're ready to do that. I got about a half a cup of flour over here, maybe 3/4 of a cup of seasoned breadcrumbs over there. You can use any kind of breadcrumbs you want. I wouldn't use a panko on this, however, but as far as, you know, if you want to make your own breadcrumbs, you can do that. So I'm using plates here just because it's a small, you know, I only got 3 little pieces to do. This has an edge on it right here. That's the reason why I'm using it. It'll still keep things contained. All right, so we got our flour, we got our breadcrumbs, and now we're gonna crack an egg. And if we need another egg, we'll grab another egg. Okay. And that is our egg. But we are gonna season this up with a little salt. We're also gonna season this up with a little pepper. And I'm doing this with my left hand, which I usually don't work because I'm a righty. So, all right, so we're gonna season up the flour as well. We're gonna put some black pepper in the flour, and that's it. That's all we're gonna do. And the you know, if you want to flour the other side, or you want to salt and pepper the other side of these, feel free. I got salt and pepper in here, so that's how we're doing that. Okay, so with your clean hand, we're just gonna turn around and give this a little bit of a, there we go. Okay, so this is how this works. Real simple. Okay, it's always flour, egg, and breadcrumb, always. Okay, so we're gonna take our chicken that we pounded out. We're gonna get it nice and coated with our flour, and we're gonna shake off the excess, but we make sure you get it all. All right, just like that. And we're gonna throw it in the bowl, flip it around, and then we're going to shake off the excess of this, and then we're going to drop it in the breadcrumbs just like that. Okay, now I'm not worried about switching hands and not getting monster fingers because it's only 3 pieces. All right, that's it. That's what we're doing. Make sure you press down on your chicken. Make sure you get it nice and coated. You don't want any wet spots on it. You want to make sure that it all has breadcrumbs on it. All right. Right, so on with making the chicken. So 350 for oil, shallow fry. You can see how much oil is in the pan. You do need somewhere around, I mean, you could hit it at 345 if you want to. That's fine too. But 350 to 365 is kind of optimal, like deep frying. So 350 is great for this, actually. Or there, well, what the hell was I just going to say? I'm sorry about that. All right, so the chicken away from you, right? That's the reaction that you want. And we're gonna lay this one also away from us, okay? Now, we're gonna let this chicken go until it's golden brown on each side. And then when it's golden brown on each side, we're gonna pull it from the pan, and we're gonna put it on a paper plate with a paper towel to soak up a little bit of the grease. And then that's gonna be our chicken for this pizza that we're making. All right, so we just want to show you on the last piece here. So when you see this getting brown around the edges, that's pretty much a great indication that you should probably flip this. Okay, look how gorgeous. All right, and we'll bring you back. I just wanted to give you that little tidbit, and we'll bring you back as soon as this is done. But this is how you're going to cook them, to this color. And your chicken, when you hear it start to release some water, this chicken is done. Like, hear it? The difference in tone. So another minute, and we're going to pull this. So we have our next piece of chicken here, our last piece of chicken all done. Golden brown, gorgeous. Let you listen to this real quick. Listen. Here's our, listen. Yeah, nice and fried. All right, next up is our broccoli. We're starting off with some cold water here, okay? We're going to just dump our broccoli in the water, and we are going to turn that on high. And when that starts to boil, you're going to set a timer for 2 minutes, okay? So this is the size that I have my broccoli cut up. That's just how I like it on my pizza. Okay, so 2 minutes for this is going to be perfect. All right, that's it pretty much for this. We're going to take it out of this. We're going to put it in a little bit of an ice bath, and then we're just going to set it out on a mop-in. If you guys don't know what a mop-in is, basically a dish towel. Right. So our broccoli is boiling, or come up to a boil or whatever. Look at how green, look at how vibrant that this is. It's awesome. I don't know. I love cooking broccoli. Anyways, 2 minutes. Let's cancel that. Now what we're going to do is, like I said, we're just gonna take this broccoli and we're just gonna put it in a little bit of an ice bath. Just get some ice cubes if you have them. Hopefully you do. The only thing this does, just stops the cooking process. And this is what I mean. This is a mop-in. All right. Put our broccoli here. All these little extra steps that I'm doing here, you might think are foolish, but it's going to make your pizza taste really good. Okay, and then the only other thing we're going to do is we're just going to fold the towel in half, and we're just going to pat this dry, and we're going to spread it out one more time, and we're just going to go the other way with the towel, just like this. Okay, you want most of the water out of it. And onto the Alfredo sauce, okay? Don't be afraid to make Alfredo sauce. We're going to show you how to do it. We got about 2 tablespoons of salted butter. You can use non-salted butter if you want, and you can season it at the end if you want to. I'm not going to. I might season it a little bit, but we'll see how that works out. Okay, so we're going to let the butter melt. Our butter's all melted. We're going to add in the 1 clove of minced garlic. Now, this is just for this recipe. So if you're making like chicken Alfredo with broccoli, as far as like, the whole, like the pasta version, obviously it's going to be completely different than this. The ingredients are going to be the same, but it's going to be completely different. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and make sure that I'm going to put all the ingredients down below in the description. So if you want to know exactly at the end of this what ingredients, the precise ingredients that I use, just check the description. Sometimes I do things by eye, which this particular recipe for this Alfredo sauce, that is what that's going to be, is by eye. But we'll deduct all the measurements and stuff like that and give you some accurate readings at the end. Okay, so just check the description. Okay, so as soon as this gets fragrant, we're going to dump some cream, and then we're going to put our Parmesan cheese in, season it up with some salt and pepper, and then we're going to start building the pizza. So our garlic is now fragrant. What we're going to do is we're just going to whisk in a little bit of heavy cream. Alfredo sauce isn't that difficult to make, so don't be afraid of it. A lot of people kind of veer away from it. Okay, and then this is going to be our mixture for the ricotta, and then that's going down on the pizza. All right, so that's it. So we're going to use probably about a half a pint, 3/4 of a pint of cream. Again, just check the description. We'll give you all the accurate measurements down there. Okay, we're going to heat this up a little bit, and then we're going to put some cheese in it. I just made a mistake. I said that we were going to heat that up. We're not going to heat that up. You could put your finger in it, and if it's hot, like it is, because that's still pretty hot, you can see the steam coming out of it. Now is when we're actually going to put our cheese in it, because we just don't want the cheese to set up. Okay, so here we got about a cup of cheese. We're just going to sprinkle some cheese in, and just like this, we're going to whisk it in. We're going to get this kind of melted, and then we're going to taste as we go along, because we want to make sure that, one, it's cheesy enough, the flavor of it. Okay, and let's see what we get. Well, that's really good. Actually, we can just use a little bit more cheese. So it's about a good half a cup, right? about that. All right, now if you wanted to add red pepper flake to it, you could also do that. Now would be the time to do that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so that is our Alfredo sauce. Now we are going to bring it back over here to the heat like this. And we're going to just keep this on a low heat. And we're going to just reduce this a little bit, okay? Because what we want to do is, right, we want to get this a little bit thick. Our Alfredo sauce is almost done. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a little taste test. Boy, that's so good. Simple ingredients, good ingredients. So you know when your Alfredo sauce is done when you do this. Okay, you go to the back of the spoon, you do the old spoon trick. If it separates, that's what we're looking for. All right, but what we are going to do is we're going to put a pinch of salt. And we're going to put a pinch of black pepper. Now, I don't mind the black pepper, seeing it in the sauce. I kind of like the black specks. I do that in all of my recipes when I do an Alfredo sauce. So let's do the mixture for the bottom of the pie. Okay. So if you have a new ricotta and there's no water on the top, then that's great. If you have a container that's already open, make sure you mix in the water. Okay, so now I'm going to eye this because that's just how I do this. So I'm going to think like probably I'm going to say 6 dollops of a regular like table, not, you know, like it's like the big tablespoon. All right, so there's 3, 4, let's do 5, and let's do one more. Let's do 6. And we're going to see what we get from that. Okay, so now we're going to take our beautiful, and this really is gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to take our sauce, and we're just going to put a little bit in it. We just want to get the flavor of it in there. We don't want to get crazy, and then we're just going to mix this up. All right, that's all we're going to do. Just going to loosen it up a little bit so it spreads nice and even. Just a little bit more, and that should do it. Because you want it where it's like spreadable, but you want it so it still kind of clings to a whisk. All right, let's bring in our chicken. I'm going to show you the way that we cut this up for the pizza. We're just going to cut it in strips, just like this. So all, however many pieces that you guys did, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to do it. And you can see that that's just perfectly cooked. So here we go with the dough. Okay, take our dough, pull it out on the counter. We're going to just work this dough. I don't know if I said it. I think I did 450 degrees for the oven. You might as well get that preheated now. All right, and this is going to be kind of a thinner pizza. Okay, so all you guys that like thin pizza, this I guess this pizza's for you. All right, so I'm going to keep doing this, and we're going to, nothing special here, right? We're just going to keep working the dough from kind of the center out, get it our thickness, and then we're going to put it on our pan, build this pizza, and as soon as the oven's preheated, we'll throw this on the bottom rack, like the second level from the bottom of the oven. Okay, so we stretched our dough obviously to 15 inches. That's exactly how we're gonna do this. And the only thing we're gonna do now is we're just gonna take our dough, we're going to set this aside for a minute, and we're going to bring in our pizza pan. I love this pizza pan. It cooks so well. All right, we're going to take just a little bit of olive oil, not too much, on this particular pizza. Other pizzas I go a little heavier with it. Okay, and we're just gonna put some oil on this. So that about does it. We got our oil all over. Like I said, not too much. You just want enough to get that nice crispy bottom. Okay, now we're gonna take our dough, and we're just gonna stretch this out so that this is gonna be so good. You can get these pans on Amazon, or you can go to a Lodge store if you have one near you. I swear by Lodge. I love Lodge products. All right, so okay, so here we go. Let's start putting this together. We're gonna put a little bit of the ricotta and the Alfredo mixture, and this now is going to be our sauce. All right, so just a thin layer. You don't want to get crazy with it. I'm just using an offset spatula just to get everything nice and neat and even. Okay, so that's that, and we're going to do a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I know if I have any of my Italian people out there watching, you guys are absolutely loving this recipe. All right, next we're gonna add our cheese to it. Now this particular pizza, I do like a little bit of a crust on it, so we're not going all the way to the edge with this. Okay, I mean, you go up to the edge a little bit, but you ain't got to get crazy with it. If you don't want the crust, then just push your stuff closer to the edge. So our first layer of cheese is on it. We're going to take some of that beautiful broccoli that we made earlier. I love broccoli on a pizza. I don't know what it is. How nice does that look? Yes, looks very nice, doesn't it? All right. And now we're just going to take just a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit more cheese. And we're just going to kind of put some over the broccoli, just like that, so when it bakes down. Okay, and now we're going to take some of this really awesome chicken, and we're just going to lay it on there, and that's how this pizza is made. Now if you want like thinner pieces or whatever, you know, feel free, just pick out whatever kind of chicken there that seems to fit your need. You want to break it in half like I'm doing. If you think it's a little long, hey, I would do that. All right, and then we're going to take a little bit more cheese for the top of this, just like that. Okay, so we probably use like 3/4 of a pound of cheese as far as the mozzarella goes, and we're going to finish it off with a little bit of grated Parmesan. Okay, in the oven, we're thinking probably 15 to 20 minutes. We'll give you an accurate time when it comes out. But there you go, guys. That's chicken Alfredo with broccoli. Our pizza is done. This is what it looks like coming out of the oven. How beautiful is that? All right, we're going to let this cool down. This was about 22-minute cook for this, okay? Drag this over, and you can hear on the bottom how crispy that is, right? All right, so I just want to show you underneath. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, somewhat. Okay, so nice and crispy. That's the way we do it. That's the way we make it. The only thing we're going to do now is we're just going to finish it off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese, just to garnish it a little bit. And this is optional, obviously. I'm just going to put a little bit of Alfredo sauce on it, a couple drips, and that'll sink into the pie, and that'll make it delicious. All right, just like that. I know somebody's going to say you shouldn't have used a pizza cutter, but that's my go-to. This is going to be fantastic. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go in for a taste test. Now I just want to show you guys the bottom of the pie too. Okay, that's why I use that large pan, because it gives you a nice crispy crust on the bottom. All right, so here we go. We're gonna burn our mouths. I know we are, but that's okay. It's lunchtime. Here we go. It's so good. The chicken's crispy. It's not dried out, even though we fried it and shallow fried it, and then we put it in the oven. You would think that this would be dried out. This is not dried out in any fashion. This is so good. Football playoffs are coming up. That's why I did this pizza. Give you guys something to think about, maybe if you're throwing a party or something like that. Maybe give this a try. Outstanding. You guys like what I did here today? Go ahead and put a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, turn that bell on. We'll do something like this every week. I actually do some really good stuff here. And share it with your friends, okay? All right, so that's the recipe for this week. This is chicken Alfredo with broccoli. Awesome. Gotta make this. Okay, we're gonna end the video like we do all the time. It's a crazy world out there. Everybody be safe.